Larry, thank you so much for joining us on Lionsdown Live.
Hi, Charlotte. Thanks for having me.
Larry, I wanted to start by asking, how many years have you been a Christian?
I would say about 32 years, knowing Jesus as my Savior.
Okay. And Larry, what is it that keeps you going as a Christian?
Well, knowing that I can always go to God with my problems, praying to Him and getting an answer. There's been many times in my life that I've faced hard situations, and I've gone to Him in prayer, and I've had some really clear and wonderful answers.
Okay, so you mentioned prayer. Could I ask you also about the Bible? Has there been anything that's helped you to read the Bible?
Yes, I would say recently we have just completed, or nearly completed, 2 studies of Hebrews and Joshua. And the way that the Bible has been explained, when we have our meetings at Vineyard, we read the words, and then we analyze them, and then they're explained to you, and your eyes open up really wide, and you say, "My goodness, I never thought of that at all." It's a whole different way of looking at it.
So would you say then that you're learning all the time?
Oh yes, there's no doubt about that. I'd be the last person in the world to say that I know everything. I know that there are a lot of people that say they're going to read a couple of chapters a day, and they open up the book and they read it and they close the book, and they don't have a knowledge of what the book actually says, what the verses actually say. They don't go into it any deeper, and then they lose out in the end because they can't apply the real truth of what the verses are trying to say in their daily life. And I'm really so sad that I've learned what I've learned today. I didn't know 20 years ago, but I started so late in understanding how you really read and analyze the Bible. And I just wish I had known this 20 years ago.
Larry, what would you say then to someone who is listening to this and thinking, I want to start now?
Well, the first thing I'd say to them is to join a Bible teaching church. And when they start to look at the Bible, you pick 2 or 3 verses at a time and read them, study them, analyze them, look at them from different points of view, and get to know what the verses are saying. And that way you can then apply them in your daily life, especially if you're a new beginner. I know it's hard. It's not going to be easy. And I think another thing that I would tell them is not to give up. A lot of people tend to put it aside after a while because they don't have the time or whatever. But I would say to them, persevere, do not give up.
Well, Larry, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. And I'm going to hand back now to Ikenna.